So in psychiatry, we are taught that addiction is a disease. It's genetic, it's passed down. There's really nothing you can do about it other than avoid at all costs the source of the problematic behavior. Of course, that becomes complicated when you happen to be addicted to food or perhaps sex. But really, the rubric is focused on demonizing substances of abuse. Alcohol, cocaine, heroin, etc. The irony is that perhaps the most habit-forming chemicals on the planet are psychiatric drugs themselves, which many so-called addicts happen to be treated with in inpatient facilities and in outpatient care. So to me, it actually makes the most sense to think about addiction as a symptom, and specifically a symptom of the I am not loved, I'm alone mother wound that is fueled by shame. So with a mother wound comes an arrested development of our feminine dimension, and specifically our relationship to our own emotions, where we either cling or avoid because we simply do not have the capacity to develop intimacy with our feeling states. So our emotions become a problem that has to be fixed, a problem that has to be solved. And the emptiness that we feel because of this heart disconnection becomes this hungry ghost, this void that craves filling. We also develop a stunted and thwarted relationship to desire, to our eros, to our vital force energy that is meant to flow freely through us and guide us through life. Our impulses and our wanting becomes intertwined with our badness, with our shame. And this is how the war inside becomes the struggle of addiction observed on the outside. So ending the war between I want this and I'm bad, and I shouldn't want this so that I can be good. Ending the war between those parts requires an integration. It requires that we learn how to sit with our so-called negative emotions, to be with the fundamental, no, I hate this about reality. And that we find a new yes, that we develop the intrinsic motivation around what being sober actually will bring, that isn't just now I'm a good person because I'm not doing that bad thing. It has to be something else. And that's why for some people, finding community, finding belonging, finding God is the fundamental exit path. But there is a first step. And I think that the first step is legitimizing the rightness of why you were doing the bad, wrong thing. And even legitimizing the bad, wrong thing so that you can come to a space of neutrality and wear that villain crown, right? Be that bad person doing the bad thing and deeply understand and accept why that was exactly what was needed, and perhaps still is, because addictions work, they meet needs. And until we come to this space of deep self-understanding, moving forward is just an adolescent exercise in trying to be the good girl or be the good boy in the eyes of this parentified external authority, instead of coming into a deep understanding of how it is that we work the way that we do and what the path out and really home to ourselves could look like. So willpower and coercion, which are really the immature masculine, they don't work. The setting of conditions for the experience of that which is now authentically desired, right? Perhaps your sobriety is motivated by a deep desire to come into contact with your intuition and the superpowers of your magnetism and your feminine grace in the world. This intrinsic desire can be achieved when you set the conditions for that success. It's a totally different thing than I should do this. That's why I'm going to muscle it out and white knuckle my way into the right way of living. So this framework shift, I think, is an essential way that we can reclaim the concept of addiction from the pathological pages of the DSM manual.